Here's why you play Atlas, the Ocean Gladiator, as a roamer. First off, he boasts excellent crowd control, making him a disruptive force in team fights. Atlas also has high survivability due to his passive and second skill, which allow him to reduce damage taken and reposition quickly. Additionally, he excels at team fight engagements with his massive area of effect abilities. However, Atlas has limited damage output, relying heavily on his team to secure kills. His long skill cooldown also make him less effective when his abilities are on cooldown, making timing crucial in fights. Atlas's passive ability, Frigid Breath, activates when he casts a skill, generating a chilling aura around him for 5 seconds. Enemies within the area will have their movement speed gradually reduced and will eventually be frozen for 0.5 seconds. Atlas also gains extra physical and magic defense while Frigid Breath is active. This passive makes Atlas incredibly effective at slowing down enemies, allowing him to control the pace of fights and peel for his team. Atlas's first skill, Annihilate, causes him to smash the ground and create 3 explosions, dealing AoE magic damage to enemies. When Atlas is in his ejected state, both he and his mecha will cast this skill, allowing him to deal damage in 2 separate areas. This skill is great for wave clear and team fights, especially when combined with his other abilities. Atlas's second skill, Perfect Match, causes him to enter his ejected state, gaining increased movement speed and immunity to slowing effects. His mecha sentry will follow him, and once they reunite, Atlas deals AoE damage and stuns nearby enemies. While in ejected state, Atlas reduces damage taken, making this skill perfect for initiating or escaping dangerous situations. Use this skill to engage enemies or chase them down after a team fight. Atlas's ultimate, Fatal Links, is a signature team fight tool. He hurls chains that lash onto enemy heroes, dealing magic damage and slowing them. By letting go of this skill, Atlas drags the enemy towards him and slams them into a designated location, dealing additional damage. If casted during ejected state, his mecha immediately returns to him, though the stun is replaced with a slowing effect. This ultimate is perfect for initiating team fights or isolating key enemy heroes, setting up your team for massive follow-up damage. In team fights, the ideal combo for Atlas is to use second skill to approach enemies quickly and trigger the stun. Once multiple enemies are in range, follow up immediately with his ultimate to drag and slam them down in the desired location, usually near your team for follow-up damage. Use his first skill afterward to deal additional AoE damage. Moving on to builds, I usually go Conceal Rapid Boots, Dominance Ice, Athena Shield, Fleeting Time, Antique Cuirass, and Immortality. These are the emblems that go along with this build, though I recommend that you change your build to counter the enemy picks and not rely on a pre-built one. The best battle spells for Atlas in my opinion is Flicker. Flicker gives you the flexibility to position yourself better or escape dangerous situations after initiating fights. Atlas excels against squishy backline heroes like marksmen or mages who rely on distance to deal damage. He counters heroes like Eudora or Layla, as his ultimate can pull them into danger. However, he struggles against heroes with knockback effects like Valier and Moskov since they can easily counter his playstyle. You should prioritize leveling his first skill for better wave clear and consistent damage in fights. His second skill should be upgraded next for better mobility and initiation potential. Always upgrade his ultimate whenever it's available to maximize his game-changing potential in team fights. As a roamer, your role with Atlas is to initiate fights and control the battlefield. Focus on positioning yourself correctly in team fights, using your second skill to engage, and follow up with your ultimate to create opportunities for your team. Keep track of enemy cooldowns and key abilities, as Atlas is vulnerable when his skills are down due to long cooldowns. Always look for grouped enemies to maximize the impact of Fatal Links. It's your best tool for turning fights into your team's favor. Atlas's passive provides great peeling ability, so stay close to your carries to slow and freeze approaching enemy. Additionally, take advantage of the damage reduction during ejected state to tank for your team, and don't be afraid to retreat if the fight goes wrong. You can quickly reposition and re-engage when needed.